Well, I hope my mic works. Because if it doesn't, we're in big trouble. So bear with me. I have to do this because if I don't, I'm going to mess things up. Hopefully, we get to fix it all. There's the black and white cam. I guess I'm working. There's the drone cam. There's the visuals. Yes. Hopefully you can still hear me. And over easy. Moon chat. Ay, Dios mío. What is going on? What's happening? So finally we get it working. And what it was, actually. Yeah, oh, there's one that didn't work still? Oh boy. We'll catch it hopefully on the way. Oh, really? On the overheads, huh? Let's try it. That would be this one. This is the overhead. So this one? All right. How about this one? Are we good? Nice. How about this one? How about this one? Nice. Okay, so we're all right. We are okay. You guys can see yourselves. Nice. On the text screen. I don't know. We'll find it sooner or later. Oh, man. So here's why this happens. If you want to be the nerd tech guys out there and think it's just me, there's literally 32 inputs and outputs going through this studio at all times. Sounds crazy, but that's how it is. So I try to have it so that the microphone is always feeding the same exact device, and it always works until Windows doesn't update. And then for some reason, everything goes back to some weird before, and I have to go back and find the inputs and outputs and reset them, which is shitty because there's 32 of them. If I miss one, it makes me really mad. So we missed an entire half an hour almost of the stream. And I'm very sorry. I know. Well, actually, this actually worked better on Windows than it did on Mac, believe it or not, because of the routing. The routing thing did work better on Windows, I have to say. But it is doing its job, I guess. There's no way to really test it. That's the other side of this, is there's no way to really test it unless I'm going live, because the meters obviously don't mean jack. Man, that makes me mad. It is very, I'll have to take a screenshot of it and show you how sophisticated it is. There are literally, like I said, 32 possibilities of inputs and outputs on this computer. And of course, here's the rub for those of you that are like curious about this stuff. My microphone is on input 9, and input 9 is digital. And so it has to have a special clock. Everything has to be clocked a certain way for channel 9. So it could work, and it sends stuff out through my digital converter, so I could hear everything perfectly the whole entire time. It's you that weren't hearing it because the output stream wasn't picking it up. So it's a little, there you go. More than you ever wanted to know about streaming, especially from this room. So, how are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? I'm doing all right, actually. All things considered, I'm doing okay. I guess we'll get into the topic as good as we can, because it's a simple topic. It's actually a lighter topic, because I wanted to go lighter and then just have more fun songs to play. So, as well as some unexpected things. But anyway, let me say hi to all of you, because we missed the entire, oh man, I don't know if I can go. Well, because I had to restart. So I actually had to restart the entire computer, by the way, before I could actually see anything. So hi, Alfonso. Hi, Wendy. Alfonso is on YouTube. Wendy's on Facebook. Hey, Brian Spencer, Kevin Jones, hi, Lisa, J Wires. By the way, J Wires, I want you to know, I played that first song just so you could know that there is a split 8 on that song. On the Great Divide, there is a split 8. And it appears mostly on 19. So, sorry, Recovered. It appears a lot on Recovered, in case you were wondering. I know, legs and sound. Carlos Mode, I'm glad you're here. I think the title should be Where Did the Stream Go? Yeah, it went with mystery. It just went right out the window. Joseph, how are you? Lalo from all the way from Peru. Sorry for the delay. Robots and Isopods on Twitch. Nice. Yay. Thank you. Eric. Oh man, now it's going. Okay. Claudio B, what's up? Oh man. Yeah, it all went to hell in a handbasket for a half an hour, which I hope is not the way this whole thing goes, because it's a shame. I've got like fun songs for a change. I'm trying to do more fun stuff. So, anywho, this week, in case you're not following me on Patreon and you're not keeping up with all the other goings on of Abox land, this week I am over the moon. I just finished both mixes for Carmen 2026. They're done. And I have to say, they are probably one of my favorite mixes I've ever done. I really am really enjoying those two. And for the curious, it wasn't so easy as just like, now that I've got the mix all perfect, let's just mute the English vocals and unmute the Spanish ones. It did not work out that way because of the subtleties of the two different vocals and the way they were recorded. So it was completely a different experience for each. But in the end, I got them to sound really good and I'm really happy with them. And they're coming soon too. So I finished that. And the last song to be done on the EP side, and then everything can just start coming, is Do You Hear Me Anymore? It's 2026 version, which is coming along great. I just have to do one last vocal thing to kind of do the end. And once that's done, I do mix down on that song and basically the entire thing's done. And I'll be so happy when it's done because I want to get to other things. I don't want to just concentrate on quote Claude's versions here, but I will do that as much as I have to. But in the interim, some really cool things came my way, and I want to share them with you. Oh man, I forgot. I restarted the computer, so that means all my web things and my notes and everything are gone, aren't they? Yep, they're probably gone. I dare not look. Oh, some of them are there. Okay, good. Good. So I'll come back and let's start with something new. This is a remix that came in this very morning for Decades. And so this is the extended version. This is going to be the extended version, 12-inch mix, I guess you would want to call it, of Decades, the DVR mix. So this will wind up on DVR over the weekend. So if you're on Bandcamp and you're following me, there's this album on Bandcamp. Wait, do I have a picture of it? Look at that. I do. Look at me being all professional. So yes, there's an album on Bandcamp. I can't even point. Everything's upside down. There's an album on Bandcamp called DVR 26. ABX 26. Sorry, and these are all the extendeds, and this next song will join that, and let's see that. And now it is. Nice. Okay, here you go. Thank you for that super chat, Alfonso. I got it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that super chat. I need a super chat like funny meme or something. Super chat. Thank you. Yes, I can see everyone's comments. I just want you to know I can see everyone's comments, and thank you for all the wonderful, wonderful support. Um, I just can't mess with any settings of any kind because I'm worried that I'll turn something off, because at the moment everything is working. So I'm going to leave it alone. No settings, no going into deep settings right now. Although it does, I'm still mad about this because I get all flustered. I get flustered when technical things happen because I hate having to fix things on the run. And like, of course, right? The two times that you don't want this to happen the most is when you're either playing live or when you're streaming. Because if you're doing studio stuff and something messes up, all right, you take a break, whatever, right? I digress. At least my tea's good. It is good. So, anywho, who says that? Who still says that? You can sound a horn every time you get a super chat. Yeah, it would be funny. It would be a funny thing, but I want it to be like a video thing. So I think it would be funny. I'm going to make one. You watch. And it's going to be all like dumb. Oh, you're not asking me the chords, are you? Don't ask me the chords. I have no idea. You know that I can't. A different view says, Claude, I'm thinking about doing a live cover of Carmen and Lady in Waiting. I found different ways of playing it on guitar. What are the correct chords? The ones where I found them in, I don't read music and I can't write it. I can only play it. So if you asked me to show you, I wouldn't even be able to show you, because I think, well, first of all, the guitars for Carmen were done with synths, so I played them on the keyboard, and in multiple layers. And if you're asking me about this version, I didn't even play the guitars on this version. A wonderful and talented guitar player did, who found the chords, played them better than I ever could have, and did a fantastic job. So, yeah, sorry. I don't read music. Isn't that funny? See, these are the funny things that you find out. See, like, that's what I'm talking about, this whole mystery thing. So, this whole topic started out with this whole, well, it actually started off with me just thinking about the first time that I ever heard about Depeche Mode, and I didn't know what they look like. And I posted it on my Facebook. You can read the story there, but I'm going to tell it again here. I don't even remember what the first song was. I do believe that it could have been Master and Servant. That could have been the first Depeche Mode song I ever heard on WLIR, and I wanted to know who that was. And I had to go crazy. And this is the part I did not put on my Facebook because now the memory banks are working, right? So here's the weird thing about this. There was and this is especially if you are of the era where you don't know any other life but the internet. This is going to blow your mind, because you're not going to you should appreciate how difficult it was. So I hear this song, and I'm pretty sure that it was Master and Servant. So I hear this song, Master and Servant, on WLIR while I am at work at that time. And at that time, I was working for a tile company. And yeah, because by the way, 84. But I got into them late. So believe me, I got into them late. I had to like retroactively buy everything. So I only caught up to the early stuff when Black Celebration came out. That was my quote. Oh, this is their new album, which is another interesting thing to talk about. But it's not, this whole thing's not going to be about Depeche Mode, but this segment and the next one might be. But it's important for the story's sake. So for me to find out what that song was, I had to ask other people at the job if they knew that song. So basically I had to run around with the radio and like go, who is this? Who is this? Which was in Jersey impossible for people that were at that job. They were older than me and they didn't know anything about new wave or anything of the sort. So they were like, it's shit music. It's depressing stuff, whatever the hell it is. They didn't get it. It wasn't the stuff they were listening to. And I happened upon this station and was over the moon about how wonderful this station was. And I was listening to all this cool stuff. And this is where my the more commercial side of things, where I was introduced to that kind of music. So in order to find out, I had to wait until there was some sort of advert on the station for something that had to do with the station. And that would either have been a phone number to call for updates on the weather, or if there was one disc jockey that decided, oh, you know what, I'm going to take requests for this next hour. Here's my number, which LIR rarely ever did that. So I remember having to call the radio station and say, at around this time, you guys played a song. It kind of went like this. Can you please tell me what this was? And then finally someone said, oh, that's Depeche Mode, Master and Servant. To which then I had to go out to the record store to go find it. And then, to top it all off, most of the record stores I knew at that moment in time did not stock those records. It was Springsteen, it was metal, it was Bon Jovi, Kiss, some semblance of punk. I think the only new wave band that they were carrying in '84 would have been the Police. I think that was the only band, and like maybe Elvis Costello or something. I think that's the only thing that was in this record store in Patterson. They did not know what the hell I was talking about. So I had to hunt this stuff down. So I finally hunted it down, and it was only available as a 12-inch at that time when I bought it, because you had to get it on it. I think I had to get the album on import. That's the other really weird thing. So, yeah, see, that's how it works. So that is what happened. That is the truth. So I had to go and run through hoops to find this band and finally get to listen to that record. And then I went back, and the first album I was able to procure was Speak and Spell, which of course is funny, and I'll tell you about that in the next segment. So I'm going to wind back, and I'm going to play a song that is from, technically would have been on Ascension, but we never got around to putting it on there. And all we have is this rehearsal, but I'm going to put it on Ascension when it gets re-released at some point soon. So this is It's Not Forever. And here you go. I'm going to try to make this work. Whoa. Do I have? Yep, I have signal. Nice.
You were my friend so long ago. Time is at hand. Now I must go. My train is almost here. My visit was short. Excuse my appearance, I've gotten quite old. As you can see, life has been kind, at least I have that. All through the years, I thought about you all. Yes, I'm leaving, but it's not forever. Yes, I'm leaving, but it's not forever. I've got to feel the pleasure and fear. I've got to see new faces to love. I've got to live the way that I must. I've got to love the people that I trust. Faces and names, they all have changed. All is as one, deep in their hearts. Some of them stubborn, some of them kind, some of them drunk from drinking cheap wine. Yes, I'm leaving, but not forever.
So, yeah, it's not forever. Someday. You know, I got lucky in that when I was working on the latest, I should say the latest. Well, yeah, why not? The latest version of Living in Oblivion, but using my old cartridges from the old ESQs. I was lucky enough that I found the sounds to this song too. Because and it's cool that I did. That doesn't mean I'm gonna re-record it ever. I don't know. I might get a wild idea and just do it in one day or something and then play it live or whatever. I do love the song and it used to be on our sets, but my main point here was that thankfully, due to the fact that I was able to find all the sounds by digging through all the old cartridges and sending them over to my new, my software version of the ESQ, I got lucky in that 99.9% of all the sounds of nearly everything that came before 1996, all the way going back to like, I don't know, 86, all that span of time, every sound I have, which is really cool. It's a really nice feeling to know that you have them, because the same can't be said for other things, like a lot of the drum sounds, for example. Not all of them I have still, especially in this weird interim where we got into the MPC. A lot of those are unfortunately gone, but very happy that I, was able to save them. But anyway, back to my story from earlier. So if you're listening and you come from the time period where your entire life you had the internet, you don't know how lucky you are that you have it. But at the same time, how not so lucky. Because the main point of my telling you that story was that there was an element of, I have to find out who this band is. And liking the song so much because you only got to hear it maybe once, if you were lucky, once or twice. Because remember, alternative radio back then was not like the alternative radio of today. Like if I look at even a WDRE of today, or let's say a K Rock of today, or even Sirius XM and all of those, okay? And nothing against them. I love them all. 91X, all the above. They would have things on rotation, like a solid rotation, which means if you were lucky enough to hear a Depeche Mode song at midday, chances are you're going to hear it again in the evening and sometime in the middle of the night. So you can be assured that you would hear it 3 times. On WLIR in the beginning, that was not always the case. They would say, we played this amazing Depeche Mode song and we'll play it again tonight at midnight. And you're like, now I have to stay up till midnight to hear the stupid song again. And that's what would happen. And maybe somebody would forget to play it. But that's what would happen. So it wasn't so much that I had to stay glued to that radio to figure out like when they were going to play this song again so I can tape it. And there was this wonderful thing to be able to sit there with my cassette deck waiting for that song to come on. And I'd probably miss the first quarter bar of the song would go, and before you realize it, I'm like, no, that's the one, click. And of course it would start wrong. And then later you would have to try to edit it in the beginning if you could, but you'd never have the beginning. So I miss having those tapes now because it would be funny to listen to them with the beginning of every song missing. And there's something to that. And it's a strange sort of nostalgia that only a few of us will ever experience. And even if I find the tapes, and like I said, and I'm able to listen to them, even if I posted them in that condition, no one would really appreciate what was happening. Because in this day and age, it's so different. And that's what I mean. Like, think about this. If that had happened now, I wouldn't even be hearing the song on the radio. I would just be scrolling on Instagram, and there would be this song by a band I don't know called Depeche Mode, but I'd see their picture. I'd definitely see that. And then I would be like, okay, cool. I like this song. This happens still. But there's this other thing that occurs. And this is the part that's been bugging me lately, where not only right off the bat do you know what the song sounds like, but right off the bat within the same scope of the same few days that the song has been out, or that you just happen to catch it. Because if you catch the song, by the way, that's the promo period of that 15 seconds, because they're not going to keep posting that song. They're just going to do it, and then it's going to be like, this is how we made the bass. And now you're going to hear a video on that. Oh, this is us recording the vocals. Oh, this is us doing this. And look, there's nothing, I really don't have much against it, except for I feel that the mystery gets lost. So the idea that we used to have this mystery, and that part of it sadly is gone. I mean, you got to admit it's gone. I mean, sure, there's going to be that one friend that's going to say, I just found the coolest thing, and show it to you. And this is true. But the first thing you're going to do isn't going to be to run to the record store. The first thing you're going to do is open up your phone, go to Google or Grok or whatever, AI, because now everybody uses ChatGPT for everything. And you're going to be like, hey, Claude AI. Yeah, of course. That was not a plug, by the way. I just think it's funny. So Claude, who's this Depeche Mode band, and what's this Master and Servant song about? And now the AI is going to give you the interpretation of the lyrics as it thinks the lyrics are interpreted, based, of course, on all the Reddit posts it read. And because of this, You don't, Claudio B, you just hit the nail on the head. Because all of it's coming at you all at once, this is what the song obviously means because the AI said so, right? And all of Reddit says so. So that's already a fallacy. The second part of this that I don't like is that now I know or have in my head a bias of what the song's about. And if it's wrong, meaning that the biases in the lyrics conflict with the biases of my own mind, whether it be religious, political, and I'll get into that too in a little bit because it's worth talking about. Now, the song itself has lost its identity. It ceases to exist as something that I interpret in my own way as I'm dancing to it or I'm singing to it as the radio's playing. That part is the part that, sadly, all you young people that grew up on nothing but the internet, you will never know that feeling, and that makes me sad. It makes me sad that you won't know what it feels like to just have to search for a band, find it, try to work out the lyrics on your own because there's no lyric video. That's the other side of it. There's no lyric video. So you don't know exactly what's happening. So to me, that's sad. So it also, well, I'll get into it. By the way, it's a light subject, meaning it's not meant to be heavy. It's actually meant to be for us to kind of explore as creatives how to regain it somehow. And to be honest, I don't think I have the answer. But I think there are moments where we can use the existing technology to do it, but I don't feel like no one's done it yet. And there's a reason for this. And it takes work, okay? I know, David James on Facebook says, misheard lyrics are the best. They are. They are the bestest because you think you got it right. Look, I will tell you this right now. One of the funniest stories, one of the funniest interpretations of my own lyrics that somebody gave me was that they thought the song was living with bulimia. I kid you not. And I didn't even know what that word meant when they told me. It's like, amazing that you wrote a song about bulimia, man. Like, did you have a lot of trouble when you were growing up with this? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, let's play a song. So, let's see if this one works. Yeah, this one's working. Drone cam works. That's good. That's good, but I want this one. Yes, it works. So let's see. Yeah. Not blah, blah. Life is fun. DVR mix. Life is fun. Ah, yeah, the DVR mix. So I'm playing a couple of things from DVR tonight because we got to hear Decades, in case you missed that in the first bit. When we finally were able to play something, we played that. Um, so where were we? Oh yeah, so the whole the Depeche Mode debacle, right? But with me, and I'm sure a lot of you who are pre-interneters, pre-interneters, is that a word? So we had to do this in many different ways. So another way that we would tell each other what was happening and try to, like, you know, I don't know, I guess shield each other music was to give each other tapes. So some of my friends would be like, "Hey, I got some new stuff. You got to hear this." And I'm like, "Oh, can't be better than the stuff I've got." And then, we would be trading tapes the whole time. And it was fun. That was fun. And but there was also a mystery because there this weird things. You know what I mean? Like, there was this weird thing where you might be listening to a tape and you're like, "I don't know who this is." And then you'd ask your friend, "Hey, in this mixtape, who's this?" And they'd be like, "Oh, I don't know. I taped it off the radio." And you're like, "What?" And now it'd be like an us thing. We would now both have to go find this thing. More like interneters. Yeah, pretty much. And don't think that this is one of those, like, back in my day kind of things, because if you think that I'm not going to mention the early days of the internet where it was just as freaking rad, you're wrong. I am going to do that because one of the first things, of course, that we learned was who everybody is when the internet arrived. And that was a great thing. But do you guys remember how weird? And I'm not talking about just the geosites things, because the geosites, that was like the only way you can get a free web page. I'm talking about when the web became the web for the first time. And let me tell you, there was no such thing as, quote, the dark web versus the normal web like we have it today. It was all dark because everything was available all at once. You couldn't download music and you couldn't really watch videos per se, but that doesn't mean there weren't weird sites. There was a lot of weird stuff. And some of the mysteries behind these sites, there was no way to know, like, who was doing what. This is before this would be the days before you could look up the who is stuff, because I didn't even know what that was. No one knew what that shit was. Okay, all we knew was, here's this weird website that's doing weird things, and I don't know why I like it, but I have to bookmark it because for whatever reason I just like having it up while I'm listening to music because it's doing weird stuff. And some of it was just strange stuff. Yeah, I like that. Brian says on YouTube, I like this description for people for which the internet was not prevalent. Analog native. Ooh, I likes it. So, the wild, wild west internet. It was great. It was. Oh my God, it was so fantastic. There was stuff on the internet that was so far ahead of its time. There was I'm struggling to remember the name, but I think it was called Super Bad or Super Bad. It was like he was like a cartoon character or something. And this was before YouTube. You'd have to go to the actual website to watch these videos, and they took forever to load, and it was just like, but they were so funny. Oh man, I'm gonna have to try to look for that and like start sharing some of that stuff, because I know it's still out there. It's just that everything is so homogenized that we forget to go searching for the mystery. And that's the problem. That's what I think is the biggest problem, is that we forget that there's still a mystery out there. That there's still stuff out there that's so weird and so random, you know? So anyway, It was a funny time um, prior to the internet to discover bands and even art. Art was even weirder because music, I'm going to look that up. Music, thank you, Wendy. So, music was easier because, like I said, you could do mixtapes. And at least with mixtapes, things got around. And yes, there was such thing as a mixtape of the mixtape. Yes, yes, I do mean that, Steve. Thank you. Steve's in the house. Strong Bad. Do you remember that? How that was so fun. Homestar Runner. Oh my God. You guys got to look that up. It was so funny. And probably not very PC, but I don't care. I loved it. Um, yes, Strong Bad from Homestar Runner was an amazing thing. I'm gonna start reposting those on my Facebook because I think they're funny. I'm gonna look for them. Not to mention, Steve, in the early 2000s, we were doing the Listen Show, which was funny. Before there was a real quote, before streaming was streaming, we were streaming. You know, like we were trying every weekend to do the stream and to like get it recorded and uploaded, and we couldn't even use YouTube, so we had to like put it on our own site. You remember that? Trogdor, yes. Oh my God, man, that was so much fun, and it was mysterious because to this day I don't know who did that stuff. I don't know the guy. I never saw what he looked like, and this is years later, and I still don't know who did it. I just know I enjoyed watching them. It was so much fun, those cartoons. So now you guys know. Look for Strong Bad. That stuff was funny. And we were using Flash, yes, and all this funny stuff, right? But think of the reverse of that. The reverse of that would be you watch a cartoon, you think it's funny, and the most you're going to do is repost it and or retweet it if you're on X. You know, I still call it Twitter sometimes. So you would still repost it, retweet it. You might share it, you might like it, you might make a comment, but then that's it. It's forgotten. You're not, 90% of the populace is not going to bookmark the entire website of that band or that thing. They're just going to watch it on their Instagram feed. They're just going to watch it on their Facebook feed or on their recommendations on YouTube. I know because I watch YouTube and all the time. And my main people that I like to follow, the algorithm just pushes them up. So I rarely get to see something out of kilter unless I go looking for it. So sometimes I force myself to go looking for weird things to kind of keep up with that mystery because I know it's there, but I bemoan that most people don't know it's there. And that's what makes me sad. So speaking of weird things, I'm going to do a shill moment here because I can. So, in my Patreon, yes, in my Patreon, and hopefully I still have, yes, in the Patreon, which you can't see. That's hilarious. Of all the things, it's not working either, is it? There it is. In my Patreon, there are collections of things that you can't always get. And one of the things that are there is the Abox archives. And in the Abox archives, since I've been trying to keep up with it, every month, a different EP or song or something comes out that you can't really find anywhere else. Notables on this would be the Diaries Page 0, which actually is an album that predates Page 1. And that's there. An interesting EP called Folking Pixels, which was released back in February. And in March, I released one called Segunda Emisio, which basically means the second transmission. And the song I'm going to play is from that. It's called My Foolish Pride, which was mastered off of a much better cassette than I've ever played on the stream. So Here you go. Enjoy yourselves. Ha! It's funny. My foolish pride from Secunda Emisio, which is on Patreon. So, yeah, getting back to this topic for tonight, which, again, like I said, it's a light topic. It's not meant to like make everyone go, oh, the mystery's all gone. It's not that it's gone. It's just been replaced, and we have to figure out ways to. Thank you. Thank you for that. Um, we just have to figure out ways to make it come back in different ways. I think shows are still good in that sense because you can still be surprised at a show. I think that's a good thing. And I do my best to, at least from my side of it, I try to do my best to bring things that are different to every show so that it's not predictable. So I think that's a good thing to do, is to not be predictable with what you're doing. But I feel like the broader issue is, how do we get away from just doing only social media posts and doing things that are just for, because I don't know, like, okay, so I'm going to tell you what I saw, and then I'll explain the good and the bad of this. And I won't mention names because it's not worth it. So I saw this. I'm gonna tell you two stories. This one first, but I digress. I think I might need some tea. So I saw this cool looking band, and they were like it came across my feed, of course, because I would never have seen it otherwise. That's the good thing. I can honestly say that. That's the good thing. The good thing is, if I'm looking for something on the feed, something will eventually come across. I'll come across something that is unknown to me. And that's a good thing. I may never see it again, but at least because I'm older and because I care, I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. So one of the things that I've been doing a lot is I like to study film and I like to study portraiture, and, for obvious reasons. So I like to study the way different things are shot. And this is something that I do. So one rule that I have that I didn't realize was actually a good method to kind of keep mysterious things in your periphery was, when I'm scrolling, I like to do this thing, or I like to scroll a little faster than usual on purpose. And if something stops me, I screen grab it just to analyze, why did this stop me? I'm curious about these things. So I'm like, why did this particular thing stop me? And of course, it's always the similar things, right? It's going to be, well, Claude, you like black and white. You like weird graphics. You like strange stuff that's surreal. You would think that all the surrealist stuff would stop me, but it doesn't. Certain things do, certain things don't. But I'm always curious about the things that do. So I came across this band's video, and it was really cool. I liked it. The music I wasn't that into, but I really liked the visuals and how it was shot. And I was like, wow, this is worth studying. So I was watching it for a little bit. And of course, I went on the comments. And this made me sad. It was like, I don't know this band. But now, in the comments, I'm seeing people that are saying, yeah, I met them at a show. They're really awful. They suck. They talk down to the audience. They do this, they do that. And then another person's like, you must have been on a different show than I was, because they were really nice. And then those two people are fighting. And then next thing you know, you're going down the line of all the comments, and it's about 50% are they like the band, with a 50% comment ratio of you suck because you like the band. And then you have the other 50% ratio, which is we hate the band, with a 50% ratio of comments saying you suck because you hate the band. And the whole thing turned me off to the point I was like, now I don't even want to listen to the band anymore. Like, I don't want to go further than this, because I'm seeing that the fan base itself is so divided that no one knows which way is up or down. And I find that that's an interesting thing too. That's another interesting phenomenon, because when everything becomes political, then we can't enjoy it, because and I'm saying this as honestly as I can. If something doesn't fit my biases, then I'm going to be against it. If something doesn't fit your biases, you're going to be against it. So that was never the case before. So getting back to Depeche Mode, and I'm going to use Depeche Mode as my example for the moment. When I heard Master and Servant, I had my own ideas of what I thought the song was about. Okay? I had no idea what it was about, really. Later on, because of some interviews, you know, I kind of got the gist of what the song was about. And I'm not even going to tell you. You'll have to go look it up yourself. And it's not what you think. So it's a theme, actually, that DM would revisit from time to time. I'll put it to you that way. But what was interesting about it to me is that I'm thinking, well, what if it were now? What if that song would have been released right now? Can you imagine the comments? Like I can't even imagine where it'd go. And Claudio B says, I mean, if we had this in the early days, what would have happened with the Smiths? Yeah, imagine the Smiths. Oh my God. Or for that matter, the Sex Pistols, Joy Division, and all those bands. Because let me tell you, if you ever want to be mad at a band, go watch videos of The Fall. Go watch The Fall. And imagine The Fall was young and out right now. They would be absolutely loathed, canceled, from every side, every week. Like, they would be canceled every 2 days from one side or the other, because they pandered to absolutely no one. So, yeah, Violent Femmes. Imagine, it would be insane. It would be insane. It would never fly. Okay? So there's no way that stuff would work today. And that's what I mean about that makes me sad, because maybe something is really subversive in some weird way. Maybe it does hit me the wrong way politically, but it's engaging enough that I want to listen to it, because maybe there's something there that I could learn from. Right? And it's funny. I'm admitting a wrong here, but yeah, the other day I actually had an argument with the GF about Karl Marx. And I stuck to my guns that there was nothing redeemable about Karl Marx. Nothing. And of course I was wrong. I was wrong about this. That doesn't mean that I'm wrong in the overall opinion of Marx. That's another conversation for another day. But what was trying to be told to me, and I was failing to understand, was that in all cases, you can imagine why certain people from another point of view thinks differently than you. If you really put yourself in their shoes, you may learn the reasons why they think the way they do. And some of it you may actually agree with. And this is the scary part, because we don't want to agree. Because you don't want to agree, you also don't get to enjoy the mystery of, what if there's something here that triggers a change, and now we really find a real solution, and it's not his and it's not mine, or it's not this way or that way, but this new way. And we don't get to that new way unless we explore the mystery of each. If you stick to your own guns and you stick to your own corners and you never reach out for mystery, you never learn anything. You never learn. You will never learn anything. Not musically, not artistically, not politically, not even spiritually. You won't learn, you won't grow, because you're not willing to grasp how other people think and what makes other people tick. And this is an important thing. There you go. There you go. Wow. Okay, Carlos Mode says the Arab song by The Cure. It wouldn't even let me write the name of the song in here. And by the way, kudos to The Cure. When I first read, sorry, I should say this. When I first, because now the title of the book eludes me, but I read the same book and I knew what the song was about when I heard it. So I didn't automatically think, oh my God, they're being racist. That's not what the song's about. But I can guarantee you that if that song came out today, the Arab song by The Cure, it would be mistaken as something completely different. The Cure would have to write like an apology speech. They would have to come on the air and say what the song is really about. They would have to explain themselves and all this stuff when they were merely quoting a scene from a book from, yes, Albert Camus' The Stranger, which I read when I was a kid. Or when I say a kid, I was a teenager. And so sorry, my memory sometimes goes, I had a moment. Sorry. I need tea. So do you understand what I'm saying? It's a good book. It's a book about feeling the desolation of nothingness to the point where taking a life means nothing, and it didn't mean anything that the person was Arabic. It didn't mean anything that it was a foreigner. What it meant was that there was a pointless thing being presented, and the person just took a terrible decision. And we would debate that song today in a very different light than we did when it came out. When it came out, sort of, I think some people took offense to it or said, what's this about? Which was very cleared up really quick, but it was also quickly put into its proper context, and then it was over. And that's it. And that's what I think is missing. So be careful what we wish for is one thing, right? Joseph says, this is a funny question. I saw on YouTube some Abox karaokes. Are those licensed by Sony? They better not be doing those. If not, they owe me money. Send me a link to one of them and I'll find out. Presentism, yes. So let's play a song. What did we play? Oh, this one is from the most latest of the Abox albums. But it is an older song. This is Pieces, and I'll put on the drone cam. Yeah, the drone cam with a little bit of that. I don't know, this. That was Pieces from the album Other Verses. And I don't know what the heck is going on here. There's a key on my keyboard. I don't know which one it is, but it's some weird key that keeps muting the mic. So I'm like, where did you come from? I didn't do it. I swear, I didn't do it. So yeah, I had sugar because when Argentina was playing against England, I said, if they win, because they were losing at that time. And I'm like, if they win, I'll have sugar today. As if I wasn't secretly hoping they would win so I could also have sugar. But it actually didn't work the way I thought it would. I I was so happy that I went and had sugar, and I had what did I have? It was a white chocolate mocha from Starbucks, and the first 3 sips were delicious cuz I was like, "Oh, I remember this." And then it was all downhill from there. Like I couldn't like I was like this tastes so sweet, and it was so sweet that it was sickening after like the first 3 minutes of it. I was like I had it. So anyway, I digress. So I'm back to no sugar. Unless of course Sunday. Well, let's put it this way. If Sunday winds up being a win, I'm having apple pie. That's going to be the one. A slice of apple pie with coffee. That's going to be the one, okay? I'm just telling you. And if they lose, I'll just cry. That's all I can do. I know Starbucks was the error. I know I had so many choices. I could have had milk chocolate. I could have had like all these different things I could have had. I messed up. Anyway, so funny. So yeah, so getting back to the topic at hand, which is mystery. So the other story is interesting. So the opposite is also true because we are able to discern things quickly. One of the things that I do all the time, which I was talking about earlier, was that I like to just swipe up and just keep swiping on the algorithm just to see like what's on this timeline versus that timeline. And then if something stops me, I screenshot it to find out like how it was done. And then I go looking for it to find out how is this done. And in the last month or so, I've learned so much. Like you can get really good information. And so I will say that I'm not one of those people that says if we could do away with the internet today, I would do away with it. I wouldn't, because all the things I need that are important to me in my life and my career, unfortunately, come from the internet. So I am not bemoaning that we have an internet. Absolutely not. What I'm hoping to do is to bring back some sort of mystery to the way things are done, particularly when it comes to art and music, because I feel like that's where it's, you know, kind of, because movies, if you think about it, movies are different. Like if a preview for a movie came across my timeline and I really wanted to go see it, I go watch it. The mystery is still there. That happened with Backrooms. That happened with Disclosure Day. So I was able to even forego the negative hype of one of those movies long enough to go see it because I wanted my own opinion of it. So, you know, that's an example of it takes, you know, Gutzpah, for lack of a better word. Robots and Isopod says, the internet was fun. We should make websites and share URLs on business cards in person. That would make it fun again. I think you're right, which is why I try so hard. And I'm not kidding. I haven't even begun to do this yet. I have not even begun. I am still working on ways to make the digital experiences better between us all. obviously, Bramble Davis, thank you. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you. There's my really terrible super chat. Thank you. $2 coffee for Argentina. Hey, it's going to be a tough game. I'm only going to say it like this. I am not one of those people that likes to do the talking smack on the other teams before the thing is won or lost. I don't like that. I never have. I can root for my team, but I really don't like doing the we're going to kick your ass stuff. I don't like doing that. It's not me. I think it's going to be a really questionable game. I think it's going to be dirty from both sides. I'm being honest. I think it's going to be a really grungy, like gladiator style soccer game. So if there's a game to tune into, it's that one. So that's all I'm going to say about that part. But I digress. So sorry. But no, what I was talking about was one of the things I still love to do is like, and I've gone back and forth with this, is I like going to coffee shops. One of the things I love to see is a zine there. If I see a zine, I pick it up. I don't care what the zine's about. I don't care if it's about underwater basket weaving. It's coming home with me. Only because I like things that are handmade and I like to look through them. So I'm going to start doing that again because I liked it back then. I like doing it. It's fun for me. So be prepared because I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to make them high end because that's just how I roll now. Like I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it all cheesy, but I want to do it like really well. And I'm going to start bringing that back and I'm going to start putting those on Bandcamp. Small runs, sometimes with audio, sometimes without, or sometimes to accompany audio that's already been released. But I want to start doing more things with physical work. And what I mean by physical, I'm not knocking digital, obviously, or digital art. What I'm saying is I want to do more where there's a chance that some human that's not on the internet will just pick it up and just see it. So yeah, I might just randomly drop them off somewhere. Walk around, just drop them off. I don't know. I want to do it. I don't know. Maybe I need to get it out of my system. And then once I do it and realize it's not working and it's never going to work, then I give up. But I'm not but once I have a hell yeah in my heart, it's a hell yeah. And so zines and books, I'm not giving up on them. I'm going to keep doing them. So it is what it is, right? So let's play a track. So this one is from this one's from DVR. Sorry, I messed up. This is from DVR. This is Soldier and Child. These are all 12-inch extendeds, by the way.
the longest war in American history. In World War II, the average age of the combat soldier was 26. In Vietnam, he was 19. In Vietnam, he was 19.
Soldier and Child, the extended version, because that was funny. Joseph was saying, do millennials understand 12-inch version? Well, I think millennials would understand 12-inch mix, although maybe not, because I saw this funny, maybe not. I'll tell you why. This is a really funny story that goes to show you the differences in our. So you guys know what a maxi single CD was, right? Where you would go buy, it would be a single, like you guys would know this, Jubilation would be one. And yes, even well, I don't know that Living Oblivion did that, but Jubilation for sure had multiple mixes on the same CD. And then we did the Future Past EP, was literally a maxi single of Carmen back in 2007-ish, around there. So I'm terrible with dates, unless they're written down. So I have to say that now, believe it or not. So yeah, I saw a review of the Future Past CD, and the reviewer was obviously someone that was very young, very now, because they were like, the thing I can't understand is why are there so many versions of Carmen on the same CD? I don't get it. Like, why? Why do that? It was the funniest thing I've ever read. They had never had a maxi CD. And it wasn't until later in the comments that someone's like, you never had a maxi CD before? And they're like, what are you talking about? It was on, because it was on Spotify. But just because it's on Spotify doesn't mean it's not a maxi CD. That's what they were. But I find that interesting because she's also right. There would be no reason to do that on one thing on Spotify. You would just have different versions. So it's so funny. Like, see what I mean about mystery? Because of course we went shopping for these things and we would be like, oh, look at this. There's 5 remixes of a song that I love. And you had never heard any of them because you were used to either the radio version or the extended when you went to the clubs. And then you wanted to make sure that the one that you were listening to in the clubs was the one that you were buying. Like, can you relate? Like, do you understand what I'm talking about here? And so I think it's funny that that too has changed, because now, of course, if you go on Spotify, it would make no sense to do that today. Like, you wouldn't do that today. You would have to do it slowly in bits and pieces. But then again, what if you wanted them all together as a maxi single? So there's that conundrum. Like, do you not do it because it's going to go to streaming? Or do you do it anyway and just be like, screw it? Or do you do the maxi, whatever the maxi thing is, and you put it out on Bandcamp and then slowly filter it out to Spotify? Like, these are things that, despite my experience, I still don't know how to handle because, like I said, the way that we consume things is so bizarre right now. I think the most bizarre that it's ever been, that we don't know which way is up, down, turn around. Oh, never mind. I was in another world. Ah, I'm happy that you're here though. You know why? Because I actually missed this. For whatever reason, the week seemed a lot longer this time. But I've been working a lot in the studio, like a lot. And so it doesn't seem like it sometimes, but hours spent in the studio just, and you might hear the same thing like freaking 50 times and not even notice that you've done it, which is scary. But anyway, yeah. So those are the things, right? So I kind of like the idea that you had robots and isopods going back up here somewhere. I think I still have the comment. Please tell me I still have the comment. No, because it went by so fast. I'm going to repeat it. We should make websites and share the URLs on business cards and in person. Although, I do like barcodes. You know what I mean? Like barcodes. So, I'm going to leave that one up for a minute. So, yeah. So, no, I know Neosites websites. That would be funny. I think that there's reasons. I think we had a stream where I said bring back the personal websites, bring them back for the artists too, even if you don't get a lot of traction. And this is coming from someone who hasn't updated theirs in like 6 months. I don't think I've updated mine in a while, which I have to. So it is hard, it is hard. So it's one of those things where, well, these don't cancel. These that I had on here do not cancel because they're not, these are a very specific type. Yeah, you can get them for free. There are QRs that are free, by the way. You can. But look up PDF 417s because they're so much better. PDF 417s are the best. I like them. That's what you're seeing on the screen right there. Oh God. I'm not getting it right because the cameras are doing weird things. It's supposed to be this hand, but it's not working. It's this hand. See, I know why. Because I'm an idiot. So, yes, that right there is a PDF 417 and they are amazing. They work on everything and they will never expire. And they look cooler because you can actually almost make them work on anything. So I just like them better than QRs because it just looks like I'm staring at the number 11 with weird gibberish in the middle. So I kind of like it. So, and yes, that one works. The one on your screen, it works, which is for the stems. Okay? So I'm telling you what that one's for. So I'm going to play a song and then I'm going to play the last song, which is going to be a treat, and that will take us out. So stick around after this song because it's not just goodbye. This one you're going to love, I think. I mean, I like it. So this song right here is a shorty. This is All Your Secrets, and this one was played half live, half recorded during 2020 during the lockdown. So this version that you're going to hear is like straight from the stream. And I think I played it a few weeks back, but who cares? We're going to play it again. Oh, the square is working. Look at that. Here you go. All Your Secrets. moving on. So all the DVR stuff that you heard tonight, especially the Decades one, that one is not yet on DVR, but it will be over the weekend. I'm going to put it on there and add it. So if you already own DVR, and by the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's on Bandcamp. Please visit my Bandcamp and Patreon and all that stuff. Because I'm terrible at shilling, obviously, because I don't do this right. But so unless you've been living under a rock, the cover on your screen actually goes to, and let me pull it up real quick. Gosh, I screwed this up, didn't I? Yes, I did. I totally did. So on the Anything Box Bandcamp, you can get the Living in Oblivion 2026 Singularity stems. So what this is this is the stems to two versions, brand new versions of Living in Oblivion. One is the N-Pop mix, which is now out on Spotify and you can hear it. But the other is the one, the definitive. And this one you can mix it or do a remix yourself. I just had it mixed proper and all. Am I getting ahead of it? Messed up. I get excited and then I mess myself up. So the stems are so you can make remixes and you can pick either one. But if you pick the Singularity, that's the one that no one's heard yet. And the first remix that I got back where someone actually got it and did a remix did exactly what I thought they would do, which is a wonderful, extended, old school version of Living in Oblivion 2026. What I love about this mix, and I cut it down some, sorry, Carlos. It's Carlos Mode, who's always on the chat. And Carlos, I hope you're listening. I'm about to play it. You did a fantastic job on this mix. It is more of an old school extended where you get to hear all the parts. And that's one thing that I liked about this mix a lot. And you'll get to hear all of the ESQ parts from the original, basically like what it sounded like to us in 1988. And the one you've come to know from the Peace album, because it was re-recorded from the ground up. And so you're going to hear that one a little cut down, but it's pretty long, but it's worth it. I think it came out amazing. And that's going to be the thing that closes us out. So do your little dances, enjoy yourselves. This is a treat. Don't know where this will show up and when. So like I said, you can always grab these stems that are right there and mix one yourself or do a remix and send them to me. All the instructions, everything you need to know are there with the stems, and you can do a remix. Go crazy, try something out of this world, but I love the way this came out. So Carlos Mode Gahan 4455, thank you so much for this mix. I feel so honored to play this. So I'm going to play this one and I'll turn it over to the visual and I'll start closing things down on my end. But here you go. Enjoy yourselves. I want to say goodnight to everyone. But before I go, I want to say thank you to Carlos once again for that great mix. And to Claudio B for giving me this video that I wanted to play as the very last thing, because I think this little video, I don't know, it made my night. I'm going to tell you right now, Claudio, I'm so happy that you sent me this. I have already tried it. I already had 2 excellent nights sleep. Do this.
When I'm feeling stressed in bed, I do this silly thing, and it really works. Give it a try. I smile stupidly in the dark. And I think there's some kind of chemical thing that happens in your body. If you smile, you just feel better, and you've got a better chance of getting to sleep and getting good night's sleep. Give it a go. Smile with me now. Come on. It's working, isn't it? It is working. When I'm feeling stressed in bed,
It worked. Good night.
I'm part of it. Can't you see it?